Hello everyone. Uh, Hello everyone. Today I am going to explain you the details of distance vector routing algorithm. This is the second program in CCN Lab Part B, which is a part of C programming. Okay. So first I will explain what is distance vector routing algorithm. Okay. I will see. We will see. Look at the programming part. Also, I will explain you how to execute and see the result of this program. Okay, so distance vector routing algorithm is one of the network layer routing algorithm which deals with finding out the efficient path between routers. I mean, basically it deals with creation of routing tables in the routers. Now, the distance vector routing algorithm is one of the intra-domain routing algorithms. Okay, now before we actually go and discuss about the tools or the execution part, I just want to explain a simple concept quickly. Now, if we assume that we have a topology, something like this, which has got some 4 to 5 nodes, say maybe we have some A, B, C, D, E nodes, something like this, and these nodes are nothing but routers, and the connection is like this, and they are connected by using this link. And if we define the cost of the weights between any nodes in the network, if I say this is 3, this is 2, this is 1, this is 5, okay, and this is 2, and this is also connected through 1. Okay, now this is a topology of all the routers which are involved in the network that we have considered. Fine. So, what is this distance vector all about? This distance vector is about creation of the efficient routing algorithm, routing table at each node. And this deals with 3 important steps. Okay. So, the first step is initialization. Okay. Now, we have the first step, that is initialization. We have the sharing of the routing tables. And third one is updating the routing table based on the shared information. Updating and creating the final routing table. Okay. Now, according to these steps, we have tried to we have tried to write the program, C program, and I will explain what is initialization, what is sharing, and what is updating. Now, I will just tell you in the initialization table, let us see how a routing table looks. Okay. Maybe we understand that first, and we can go back again, look at the programming part. Okay. So now, what I will do is I will again tell you the this is how the routing table looks. Now, say for example, if I am writing the routing table for say A. Okay, now if I am writing the routing table for A, now how does this look? So it has entries like all the nodes in the network A, B, C, D, E, and also it will have what is the cost from A to all the nodes, and also what is the path or next hop. Okay, now we have to fill this. Now we may know A to A, it is 0, A to B. Now in the initialization step, if I just consider this as first step, initialization step, the nodes which are directly connected will know the distance. Say for example, now A is directly connected to B. Okay, it knows the cost. If it is not directly connected, it doesn't know how to reach that node which is not directly or which is a neighbor. Now A to C, it is directly connected. Now this router knows how to reach C. A to D also directly connected, it knows how to reach. But A to E, it is not directly connected, it is infinity. And then the next hop is not there because they are all directly connected nodes. Okay. Now this one we don't know. And what is the now aim of this program now is to find out the path which is not known. Okay, this is one thing. Now, say for example, if A is directly connected to B, or if A is directly connected to D, and if this cost, assume that this cost is 10, but if it has to come, if it comes through another path through B, now the cost is 6. Now, if the route has a little less cost, but if it has multiple hops also, then this also will be considered. Okay, so now what we will do is, this is the initialization step. In the updation and final step, what happens is, now see, actually this infinity will be replaced with a finite number, and the next hop will also be decided. That is what our final routing table will look like. Okay. So now what we will do is I will just go back and look at this. Now first user is asked to enter the matrix. Okay, user is asked to enter the cost matrix. What is a cost matrix here? Cost matrix is the one which will tell the distance between each node, or distance or cost or weight between each node. Now in the initialization step, now the user will act as a node. Okay, now but if the directly connected nodes, we have directly writing it. If the node is not directly connected, then we write it as 999 or infinity. As we cannot represent infinity, we are taking this, taking a large number, that is 999. Okay, so now it is very important for you to first fix your topology. As I have fixed the topology here, you have to first fix the topology, then that will help you to analyze the program. Now what we will do is, here I have done a small analysis. Now what I have done is, I have taken a topology with 4 nodes, okay, and the cost between each node I have taken is 1. You can take any node, any number of nodes, and define a different cost, and you decide the connection between the nodes. You can take any random network, and very important part here is providing this 4x4 matrix. Now why this 4x4 matrix here? Because now we have defined 4 nodes. When the number of nodes is equal to 4, now we have to enter 4x4 matrix. How is that created? Okay. Now say for example, A, B, C, D are the 4 nodes. A, B, C, D here are the 4 nodes. Now A to A, the distance will be 0. What is A to B? Now we have to enter a value here if there is a direct connection from A to B. Now there is a direct connection from A to B. Okay. So user has to first define the topology. Based on, for this topology, you are writing a algorithm. This is this is job of student to create a topology first. According to this topology, this you have to input to your program. Okay. Now A to B, if it is directly connected, write what is the cost. Cost is 1, or weight is 1, or distance is 1. Or A to C, it is again directly connected, C. Now A to D is not directly connected, so it is infinity. In the beginning, in the first step, we don't know what is, the router A doesn't know how to reach D. So similarly, if we look at router B, B to A, what is the distance? B to A, it is 1. It is directly connected. B to B, it is 0. B to C, there is no direct path. That's the reason it is infinity. B to D, it is directly connected. The cost is 1. So similarly, if you take C and D, we have just written the values if they are directly connected. And if it is the node itself, D to D, it is 0. If it is directly connected, write the cost. If it is not directly connected, mention the cost as infinity. Now, when we write the program, instead of infinity, we take a large number, that is 999. You can take 99 or 99. And that value should be less than the cost that you have mentioned in the network. Okay. So once we are ready with this, now we'll go back and look at the program. So to execute your program, either you can use Dev C++ or any simple C compiler, or if you are using Linux, you can use a Linux machine to execute your program. Okay. So before we do that, what I want to do is, I just want to look at the program. Okay. So I will explain the flow of this program. In the main function, we have defined a structure. This is the structure for a node, defining a node. Okay, you can just have a look at it, and I will explain you the main important points which will help you to understand the initialization step, updation, and routing. Okay, so here in the first few lines, what we have done is, we have just entered some variables. These variables are used later. And what user has to do first? User has to enter the number of nodes. If number of nodes are 4, you have to provide 4x4 matrix. If the number of nodes are 5, you have to provide 5x5 matrix. Okay, if the number of nodes are 6, you have to provide 6x6 matrix. How do you form that matrix? You have to first define the topology, define the cost. Now, if the nodes are directly connected in your topology, give the cost value. If the nodes are not directly connected, make it infinity or 999. This is how we create our topology. Now first, user has to enter the number of nodes. Okay, after the number of nodes are entered, now this is the loop. Now line number 14 to line number 21 is a loop that is for taking the input from user. This is a cost matrix. We are using 2 loops and these many sentences to create our cost matrix. Okay. Now, once the cost matrix is given to us, we are just planning to display those cost matrix in terms of sentences. Now, if a student doesn't want to do this, you can just omit, leave this and you can just try. But it just involves 4 to 5 lines. It is better to write these lines. Okay. Now, the next part is, now if you can direct, you just check once. I think this is, this is just used to represent this cost matrix in terms of sentences. Now, after what we have is, we have a very important part here. This will explain how to find out the least cost path from one node to all the other nodes. Now, what we are interested to find out here, we have to find out the distance. If we have 4 nodes, say for example, A is my first node, I should know how to reach A to B, A to C, A to D with the least cost. There are possibilities of having multiple paths to reach one destination, but we have to write our algorithm in such a way that it has to always take the path with the least cost. Okay, so now these 3 for loops will make that possible. Now what we have here is, now we have 3 variables, variable I, variable J and variable K. These are the 3 variables that we have. Okay, now to understand these 3 loops, okay, I is the first outer loop, this is the second loop and K is the inner loop, right? Let's go back to this discussion and see. Now this is the cost metric that we prepared first in our book and later we entered it in our program. Once we do that, now what I have to do is I have to find out what is the value of this infinity. That is one part. Second part is if A to B has a cost 1. Okay, assume that I have some cost X. If instead of A directly connected to B, if I can reach B through C or any other node, according to your topology with the least cost, your updated table should follow that. Okay, with the route to reach B through some other node, but with the least cost. That is a condition. Okay, now let us come back to this looping concept. Now, as we know that I, J, and K are the 3 variables used to find out the shortest path. Now, this is a very important part of this program. Okay, this finds the shortest path. Now, a shortest path or the efficient path. Okay. Now, here I is equal to 0, J is equal to 0, K is equal to 0 is what initially it is initialized. When I is equal to 0, I is less than n. If you just go back and look at your program, I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. When I is equal to 0, I is less than n, then it will come to J. J is equal to 0, J is also less than n, then it will come to K. K is equal to 0, then K is less than n, then it will execute all these. So when I is equal to 0, what does it mean? It means that it is trying to find out the routing table for first node. No, in our case, it is node 1. Okay. When J is equal to 0, it means that it is trying to find out the path from node A to node A itself. You can just have a look at it. Okay. When J is equal to 0, A to A, obviously in this case it will be 0. A to A, there is a direct path, it will be 0. But if you just look at this, it will be executed 4 times because K is equal to 0 this line, K is equal to 1 this line, K is equal to 2 this line, K is equal to 3 this line. Now again, what will happen? I is still 0. I is still 0. Now J was 0 before, now J will be incremented by 1. Again, we are trying to find out the routing table for A, but it is trying to find out the efficient path from A to B. Here A to A was done by incrementing the loop K is equal to 0, K is equal to 1, K is equal to 2, K is equal to 3. But J was still 0, I was also 0. Now in the second iteration, I is still 0, J is equal to 1. It means that from A to the next second node. For K is equal to 0, first line, for K is equal to 1, this line, for K is equal to 2, this line, and for K is equal to 3, this line is executed. So similarly, for the third case, when I is equal to still 0, J is incremented by 2. It means that now A to C is the path that we are interested to find out. Again, K will start from 0, it will increment by 1, again it will increment by 1, it will reach 3. After that, it comes out of the loop. Again, for the fourth iteration, as we have 4 nodes, it will again, I will be still 0 because we are still finding out the routing table for A. Now J is equal to 3. Okay, j is equal to 3. It means that the distance from our routing table for A, but we are trying to find out the efficient path from A to D. Okay, it is all these loops are for finding out the efficient path for A to D. So all these lines are just to find out the distance from A to B, A to A to C, A to D. This is just only for router A. Okay. So now if again after executing all these loops, then the first loop I is incremented by 1. Then it goes to second node. Again in the second node, I is equal to 1. J will start from 0, B to B, B to B. Then K will start from 0, 1, 2, 3. Now I is still 1. In the next iteration, J is equal to 1. Again K will be 0, 1, 2, 3. I is still 1. J will be equal to 2. Then again K will be equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. I is still 0 and J will be equal to 3. K will again start from 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is for finding out the shortest path for node B. So when I is equal to 1, J is equal to 0, K is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, it will 0, 1, 2, 3, it will find out the shortest path from B to B, B to A, B to C, B to D. Okay. Now here what we have is when J is equal to 0, I is equal to 1, it will try to find out the path from B to B itself. Okay, when I is equal to 1, J is equal to 0, the entire loop is to find out the shortest path for B to B. When I is equal to 1, J is equal to, J is also equal to now 1. It will, now we will try to find out that is the shortest path from B to A. All the 4 loops. I'm just explaining about the next steps. Okay. So like this, it will increment. So now when I will reach 3, that time all these loops will be executing the routing table for our third node. Okay. So I hope this is understood. I have just taken an example of this case where how the program works to find out the routing table for only node A. But our program is written to find out the routing table for all the remaining nodes. You can just give any number of variable number of nodes. It will find out the shortest path for all the remaining nodes in the network. Okay. So maybe this sheet will be shared with you. Maybe this will help you to analyze the program. Okay. So follow this up and we will now look at the execution of the program. Okay, so I'm using Ubuntu machine here. The instructions to execute this program is we just have to compile our program. Okay, the name of my file is distance vector .c. Okay, now if there are no syntax errors, you will get this window. ./a.out is the instruction to execute your program. Okay. Now you have to enter your nodes. If I enter number of nodes to be 4, I have to mention the cost matrix. What I will do is I will just refer the cost matrix that I have already prepared and I will follow this. Now what I have 0, 1, 1, 9, 9, 9. Instead of infinity, you have to give 9, 9, 9. Okay, so 0, 1, 1, then 9, 9, 9. And in the second line, what you have is you have to first prepare this cost matrix based on this. That is what user has to do. 1, 0, infinity, and 1. Okay. So the next line is 1, 0, 9, 9, 9, and 1. You have to give a space after each entry. And 1, infinity, 0, 1. And the fourth row is infinity, 1, 1, 0. Okay. Once I give the cost matrix, this cost matrix will tell what is the connection between the nodes in your topology. So first few lines, as I told you, there are 2 important loops. The first two loops, according to your program, will explain. Yeah. This loop is to display whatever user has entered in a required format, like a table. And this loop is to find out the shortest path. and this loop is to print the shortest path that is obtained. Okay, I will just repeat this. Now here, user has to first enter the cost matrix. Now once the cost matrix is entered, it will be printed. Cost matrix will be printed. And after, okay, yeah, cost matrix will be printed. Once the cost matrix is printed in a format that we need, in the format of table, now we make use of this table to find out the shortest path. Once the shortest path is found, this will help you to display the result in the format that we want. Okay. So now see here, first initially the cost matrix is displayed. By just making use of this cost matrix, we have written whatever is there here. The program has written whatever is given by user in a required format. If you just look at from router 0 to router 3, the distance is infinity. That's what is written here. Okay, like this, from 0 to all the remaining nodes, from 1 to all the remaining nodes, from 2 to all the remaining nodes, from 3 to all the remaining nodes is written in this. So yeah, till router 3. Now after that, if you just look at these three and this one here, maybe you can just write a print here. We can just add one more line here saying that this is after execution of third loop. This is our final result. If you just look at this table and the previous tables, this 999 is replaced with some finite value. For router 1, okay, the distance is 0. Router 1 to node 1, the distance is 0. 1 to 2, the distance is 1. 1 to 3, the distance is 1. 1 to 4, the distance is 2. It is like this. Okay. So if you just look at your final answer, you have a routing table. The routing table has some finite values. You can take any number of examples. You can change the topology. You can change the connection. You can change the weights or cost and try to verify the experiment. Okay, so this is how we do the execution of this program. I hope all of you understood this, and if there is any queries, you can just send the message in Google Class. Okay, thank you.